Welcome to another episode of the Lightspeed Investing Podcast. I've got Phillip Phenom Robinson back here again. I'm super excited. Phillip, glad to have you, man. How are you doing?
Man, I am doing well. I'm feeling a little bit more energized. Got some power in my system this time opposed to our previous episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. The water just wasn't hitting. It wasn't doing
Okay.
everything I needed to
You
do.
got that spring water this time? That
Yeah,
water?
yeah. Basically.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, I'm excited because we're gonna go do a deeper dive, right, into the digital marketing industry,
Mm,
right? Specifically, like what you've noticed and what do you specialize in within that? I know last time we talked more on like your personal journey and how you ended up here. So, this time I really want to highlight, what you have to say about your industry. So why
mm.
don't we kind of just start with that overall, within the realm of digital marketing, what have you noticed? Being in this, for the last 14 years, basically, right?
Mm.
I would say um, the bridge between like marketing, media, broadcasting. So,
Yeah, so the first thing I would say is that don't believe everything that you see online. That's gonna be the first thing that I would say, and that's even one of the first things I ask my students, like, okay, you heard about digital marketing, but
uh-huh.
what did you hear and what got you interested? Because Philip, you let me know if you notice this, but this is what I've been noticing a lot on social media. People will say, "Oh, I'm a digital marketer. If you're interested in learning." How to become a digital marketer, how to make some remote money, how to make some money from digital products. Check out my link and you can download XYZ to learn how to become a digital marketer. Have you seen that before?
Oh yeah.
You have? Okay, cool. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. And so that is what I've seen a lot within the industry, and I it's almost like just like fake gurus, like fake marketers, and so that's not what marketing is at its heart. It's not just going and selling a digital product or anything like that, but it's much deeper than that, right? It's being able to understand your customer persona, understand the things that they're thinking, they're feeling, they may be saying, their pains, their gains, and being able to write copy just being like the text that you see within a social media post, things that you're seeing within an email, or the words that you may see within an ad on TV, and list just continues to go on, and how you can evoke emotion out of somebody enough to actually have them make a purchase for a product, right? So marketing is going to be able to help you do that in various ways. So it's not just digital products, but it's taking a customer through a journey and also educating them, right, on whatever the product and service is.
Love it. I love it. And what
Uh,
about the trends? Like what have you kind of seen and what do you anticipate, coming?
trend Let's get a little bit more specific because it depends on trends in terms of what, because
Well,
you
I
have
guess I
trends
guess
of
what
like
I'm saying that like it's the
SEO.
evolution, like I guess the evolution of digital marketing ever since you got into it,
Yeah.
being immersed in it, and what do you feel like, is important to be successful for the future?
I think a person needs to understand where attention is at all times, and that's where a person should put their digital marketing efforts. And so, if you were to have asked me this question maybe 6 months ago, I would have said TikTok, because bless you, because TikTok is where a lot of attention was, right? And even Gary Vee spoke about this maybe 2, 3 years ago. Like, he was like, people need to get on TikTok. People need to get on TikTok, and he was right. And when you think about TikTok as a digital marketer, it's not just, oh, I should be on there posting videos. No, it's you should be up there doing market research on your audience. You can run ads on TikTok and all things like that. So that was what the trend was as of what, 3 days ago. So when we think about the when we think about the switch, I'm now would tell people you should be looking at streaming platforms or reverting back to YouTube. So I believe that we're all going to see a heightened intention when it comes to live streaming, like Twitch, Kick, stuff like that. Because and within this day and age, as things get more digital and you're having a lot more AI agents and just AI get embedded into a lot of industries, the best way that you're able to connect with people, if you're able to see them move, react, interact with other people in real time, right? To know that they're not real. I mean, excuse me, to know that they are real. Excuse me. So one of the best ways to do that is within live streaming. So, like for example, you have you heard of Kai Cenat?
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
you know what's crazy is like outside of that, I just always, I just kind of heard,
Hmm.
because I have some team members who are like in their 20s, right?
Hmm.
That like streaming is such a lucrative thing. Like, I think they're streaming
It
for
is.
all different kinds of things. And I'm like, how's that possible? Like, there's this guy
Hmm.
named Ninja.
Yes.
I don't even know, like, dude with like the blue whatever hair. He streams like video
Hmm.
games and he makes a lot of money from doing that. Obviously, Kai, I see him on social media. I think Speed is another guy,
Yep.
right?
He
So,
streams on YouTube, not Twitch, but same concept.
but like, what is it about the live streaming? I think like modality that's getting so much attention, right? That you're, so to speak.
Yeah. So the thing about live streaming is getting people back to human connection as much as
But
possible.
it's not like a Facebook Live. It's not IG Live. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is different
Yeah.
about what those was back in the day versus what you're talking about? Like,
So
on
here's the
average,
thing. It can be different. Wait, how long on average what?
how long are these live streams now?
Oh, it varies. So
Yeah.
there are different categories for streaming, right? So you can have an IRL stream.
Yeah.
So let's just say, Philip, you go into your day in the life, right? So you're going to stream the entire day. Let's just say you're going to tell your entire audience, come spend the day with me, see everything that I do. But instead of you recording the video
Right.
and you chopping it up to a 10-minute video on YouTube, they're seeing you take these calls. They're seeing you be on the podcast with somebody and they're hearing all of this in real time. They're interacting, they're saying
It's
something
kind
they're
of like
saying.
it's like job shadowing almost, but
Yeah, they're seeing you go to your workouts and people are
it's like job
interested in it.
shadowing like broadcasted digitally
Exactly. So you have that type of streaming, right? The IRLs. Then you
in
have
real.
people
What does that stand for? In real location?
life.
Oh, in real life, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, IRL in real life. Then you have people that stream video games, right? Popular video games like Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty, stuff like that.
Fortnite
Um,
even, right?
Fortnite, yeah, right, of course. So things like that. Then you have a category that's really popular nowadays is just chatting. So just people talking to their audience or them doing random things, or maybe I'm sitting here hosting a game night with my wife, and then it's just like they're just watching us host a game night and maybe partaking in it virtually. Then you have, of course, like podcasts. That's also a category within streaming. So there's so many different categories when it comes to streaming. To answer your question, how long these streams are, I would say typically about 2 to about 4 hours that you'll see the average person stream. 2 to
Yeah.
4 hours. Yeah,
That's really where you get, I would say, like your your fans, because like,
exactly.
right, because that's how YouTube content creators get their fans because it's long form.
Mhm,
So Twitch is like, it sounds to me like it's like from a marketing perspective, you're getting long form commitment,
mhm.
and then you're getting bona fide raving fans out of it.
Exactly. So when we think about the marketing side of it, right? When it comes to Twitch, I don't know how YouTube works in this case, but at least on Twitch, you will have ads shown to you throughout somebody's live stream. So let's just say you have an hour live stream, you may get hit with 17 ads. And if you don't want to watch all the ads because it means that you're missing the live stream, you
Uh-huh.
pay. You pay $4.99 a month, right? And that's how the streamers get paid one from that revenue. But
Okay.
also, once people start to get more eyeballs on them, higher audience, that's when the brand partnerships start to come in. That's where the product
Oh,
placement. So that's when the marketing side of it. And I brought up Kai Cenat earlier because he did a mafia-thon, which that's what he calls it. He streamed live 24 hours a day for 30 days. And while it was entertaining, I was geeking out because it was a marketing genius like
mm,
plan. Like it was amazing to see the product placement, the way that he brought up sponsorships, the way that he did certain segments. It was amazing. So to answer your question, going back, what do I think as a digital marketer people should be looking into now? I've been telling my students this since like a term or two ago. pay attention to live streaming because these companies are going to start paying attention to these influencers and start putting their marketing budget towards live streamers.
Yeah, because then that way you get like the sponsorships. Kind of like back in the day when, Instagram, it's like if you build up a page of like 1 million followers, now
Mhm.
you're like, you can get paid for promoting another company, like basically being an affiliate, right? I
Exactly.
don't know if that's still a very robust mechanism of creating income, or if, if live.
I know some people that do that, but they do it more so on, and let me know if you've heard of this, UGC. This is another piece of digital marketing.
No, I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not in your industry, right?
I
So
got you. I got you. I got you. So, for everyone that's never heard of UGC, it stands for user generated content. So, this is what it is. And I know people that make money from this is something that you probably have also seen, maybe just didn't know the name of it. Let's just say, for example, if I am, you ever seen the Osmo Pocket 3?
is that a movie or is that a book?
No, it's a video camera. All right.
Yeah,
So
no, man. I mean, my last video game that I recall vividly was God of War 2, God of War 3, actually, on my
that
PlayStation.
was a good game. Okay, so let's just say, for example, for the audience that doesn't that y'all don't see a visual, I'm holding a camera right now. So let's just say, for example, if I am showcasing this camera, I really like it, and I'm just taking you all through how I like to use this camera, how I like to record videos, but I'm not marketing it in terms of selling it to you. I'm just showing you how I like it, right?
It's kind of
Very
like it's
simplistically.
like what do you call it? Like a product review. It's almost like a product review, right?
Yes,
In a way.
right. So it can be. Yes. Yes, it can be. So they're not always product reviews, but it could be just me going throughout my day and I'm showcasing myself utilizing the camera, but I'm not actually reviewing it. I'm just showing it. So, for example, actually, this is a better one. You ever seen the Meta Ray Bans
No.
glasses with the camera in it?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
Meta has some sunglasses that have a camera in it, and I like to use them to record video whenever I'm at
Are they
concerts.
not the same as the virtual reality, like Meta, like Oculus or whatever? That there's something that
They're
you're.
actual sunglasses.
Oh,
Like
okay. Okay.
I think they're out of reach for me right now, but they're actual sunglasses. And so I went to a music festival and I was recording content at the music festival
With the
because
sunglasses.
with the
Does it
sunglasses
actually
because
block out sun too?
mhm, they
Okay.
do.
I just
they
want to know is
no, no, it's real. No,
there's
they actually
sunglasses,
work.
you know what I'm saying?
They
Yeah.
actually work, I promise you. And
All right.
so I did that because I actually didn't want to be on my phone. And so I saw Meta have
Yeah.
posted
No,
a
yeah, because you don't have to hold it, right? Yeah, okay.
right. So I had seen one day Meta had posted a tweet or no, it was a thread. It was like, hey, if anybody has ever used our glasses to record content, added something cool or exciting, tag us so we can share it. Right. So I posted it. I tagged them, they reshared it. That's UGC content. That is I'm the user generating the content for them to be able to repost
Okay. So
that allows them to market it.
what I liken it to is what I call, the Thousand Whispers marketing campaign
Mm.
for organically speaking for when people leave movies, right?
Mm.
Because what happens is not the megaphone. I know we're
Mhm.
talking about marketing, so I think you appreciate this. So it's not the megaphone. It's what happens, when the first batch of people come out to movies, and it's
Mm.
like it's either dope or it's not, right? Because you have your friends
Yeah.
and they're like, how was it? And they're either gonna tell you, it was I, or like, yeah, like it was good. You should go see it. As a matter of fact, it was so good. I'm gonna go back to see it. I don't mind seeing it a second time with you. But
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like when I say it's more so the thousand whispers, right? So it
Exactly.
seems to me like, but obviously that's done right organically, right? With
It is.
like this word of mouth, basically. But what I see, what you're describing is like the digital word of mouth. It's
It
like
is.
the more shares that you get, right? The more engagement that you get,
Mhm.
the more attention you get, right? That's what you're looking for. Is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's
Now I'm
exactly
kind
what
of
that
curious.
is.
Obviously, like you're the one in the industry. How 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 does one get access to this information? Like how are you able to stay at the edge, at the forefront? I mean, you're probably just noticing what's happening, right? And maybe you study it more, but I kind of want to hear because like, for me, I mean, because we run, a private investment firm, you naturally talk to some of your peers and colleagues.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of curious, like, where do you keep your pulse on these things, right? And you're like, yeah, I can, confidently say that this is the direction that we're heading.
One, it has to be that I'm just paying attention to like social cues in terms of like what people are actually doing on social media, to notice shifts, right? Because one person can say something, let's just say one person like, yeah, I think you should focus on Twitch. Cool. But do I trust that
But
opinion?
that's what
Do
I'm
I
saying. How do you validate?
I
Right.
had to be on these platforms, right? So it took maybe me actually consistently watching Kai for let's just say 6 months to see past the entertainment aspect of it and to look at it as a marketer and see how he's getting the bag, right?
Right. No,
Because
yeah, because you're paying attention to like
Mhm.
the business side of it.
Exactly. So that's what I'm always trying to pay attention to whenever I'm consuming content, even though I'm always like, looking at things from, entertainment purposes. Like if I'm going to the movie, I'm still like, okay, what's the product placement in here? How much, like,
Well, no,
what's going
that's
on?
great.
So that's
That's a
how.
great point because for me, I was recently just binging Rhythm and Flow. I love season two, by the way.
Yeah.
But more
Great show.
importantly, so now I got done with season two and I'm back on season one. And Cardi B, right,
Mhm.
was the season one host, so to speak. But it gave me when they started talking about the intricacies of the music industry, it gave me such much more appreciation because what she's saying is like, look,
Mhm.
everyone can rap, but it's not about that. Can you make a song though? Can you, and on top of that, can you make a song that sells? Can you become a persona that
Mhm.
people will not just follow you, but they fucking love you, right?
Mhm.
And they want to come see you perform at your, and so that's when I was like, oh, I was like it actually for me, I got more respect and appreciation for her because
Mhm.
I'm like, it's really not just about the music. It's about are you able to blend your musical talents with a very strong understanding of business acumen?
Yeah.
Because what she's saying is like at the end of the day, when you present to record labels like your music, they're not looking
Mhm.
at just the music. They're like, can
Right.
this sell? Can this move the people? Can we create a following from this? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So that was very eye-opening for me. And everything that you said kind of makes sense because it's just about what you pay attention to. I think that's the
Mhm.
most important thing. Because like for us, since I mean we're in the investing space, we're the ones dabbling with multiple platforms, multiple, in conversations with brokerages, other investment firms.
Mhm.
That's why we have, I would say, information that your retail person would not have, right? Is because you're so immersed. And I think that,
Right.
for you, similarly speaking, like what you're expressing, right?
Yeah, you have to be, emerge into everything that you're doing. And that's again, that's it. Being an instructor also helps me
Right. Yeah.
because I want to be the best digital marketer for my students. Because, like I told you in the first episode, they're coming in here with no experience. So I expect them to ask a lot of questions. And with coming a
Mhm.
lot of questions, I need to have a lot of answers.
Right.
So I am indulging in these different platforms to figure out where the shift is, like what's trending, what's going on. And okay, I'm seeing 10 different streamers do this. So popular streamers. So it must be something that's, beneficial for them
Yeah.
that's going on right now. So that's how I just have to consume.
Well, and the other thing is too, it's probably they may ask you questions that you're
Mhm.
like, I may not know how, I may not have a
Yeah.
clear answer.
I
So
tell them that all
now
the time.
it pushes you to go research and get back
Mhm.
to them, right? Accordingly.
Yeah, I tell them that all the time. I just had my first class with one of my groups last week, and I said, "Hey y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we're on this journey together. You are here to
I love
learn, but
it.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Right.
I'm going to be learning as well because I'm pretty sure you and all the other listeners right now, you have seen so many social media updates, right, within the last year. And so this is not an industry that you can learn digital marketing today and think you know everything and not
It's
learn
so
anything.
fluid. Like
You have to.
that's why
Yeah.
I personally speaking, I don't feel like I can have marketing
Hmm.
as a industry that I'm immersed with because I just feel like things change so fast. You just talked
Hmm.
about it. 6 months ago it was TikTok and now it's about to be banned. But I think if you enjoy, that kind of spontaneity, right?
Hmm.
And you like the design, what I'm saying, like putting things together. It's definitely there's a certain personality because I think you can say probably the same thing about markets. Markets move and change every day, and that's
Yeah.
what gets me excited, But I think for me it's also that direct, I think, access to wealth creation, and obviously me wanting to own an NBA team, it's more aligned. But like,
Mhm,
dude, I mean, you gotta be so on top. I feel like if you want to be a successful marketer, you got to be so on top of your craft. You know what I mean?
mhm. Nah, you're 100% correct about that. You can take off, let's just say 2 weeks off from work, and then especially if you're like a social media manager, the platform's algorithm has changed.
That's
3,
right.
4 new features have been added, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? So
Yeah.
there's always things that are
It's like,
changing.
I remember, even with like IG, then they started to have reels come out. And then they had
IGTV.
they had the stories, they had the reels, IGTV, and then now they have the threads.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And like, yeah, unless you're playing with it all the time, it's hard for you to like, I think get a robust understanding of the behind the scenes, um, mechanisms that actually make a user of the platform successful, right? To get
I'm
the
gonna give you something else as well. This is new as of maybe like 72 hours. Instagram just announced that they're coming out with a new app called Edits, which is basically going to be a rival to CapCut, or you can think like Adobe Rush for video editing through the Meta platform.
Yeah. I
So
think
it's
if you
constant.
hear that, like when I hear that, my head just spins. I'm like, and like other thing. But like, if this is for you, if you hear that and you're just like, oh yeah, like let me eat that up. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, let me do I'm about to go, pull an all-nighter and research, and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like that's when I think marketing is in your blood, right? Uh so,
Right.
transitioning from the conversation about the industry to you and what Verified Phenom has to offer, like what makes
Yeah.
you and your company stand out? What is it that you guys, offer?
Yeah.
Why don't you kind of share that to the audience?
Yeah, of course. So it's a blend of everything I spoke to you about within the first episode. So my media production background. So my co-founder and I, she has a in-depth background in marketing as well, being able to work with some amazing companies. And so we take her marketing experience and my media experience, and also both of us have branding experience,
Nice.
and we help people with coming up with their marketing and branding strategy
Mm,
for their companies, so they can establish themselves if they're not already, because you should have an established brand before you start to scale, because you don't want to start to scale marketing wise if you're not necessarily established. And when we say established, we don't necessarily mean that you've been here for 5 years, but you just need to be cohesive on
mm.
maybe different platforms, or you need to be cohesive within your website, things like that, right? Things can happen, within 2 months, that we can help you become an
So maybe not
established person.
necessarily like startup companies, but more so like maybe small to mid-sized business, 1 to 3.
Mhm. Exactly. And then we also can help you out with your content creation, or content editing, I should say. So let's just say, for example, if people are producing videos, maybe let's just say they're a gym, right? So you're a gym and you want to be able to create more educational videos around Muay Thai or kickboxing, but you don't have an editor. We do that for you, because again, that's my media production background. I audio production background, all that type of stuff. So we help people with the production aspect of it as well. But the first
Production.
and foremost is
Yeah.
marketing
Oh, for
and
sure.
branding.
Yeah, no, that's great. So basically what I'm hearing is, branding
Mhm.
specifically, as well as cohesiveness, congruence, more so, right, all across your social media platforms, and how you want your content to be produced and edited, right? That's like your main strengths.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for those that don't have time. Because, if you're running a small business or mid-sized business, you maybe don't have the time to do the video editing or edit your own podcast,
Uh-huh.
things like that. So
So is it more done with you or done for you? It sounds to me
for
like
you.
is everything done for you, what you kind of do?
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
And so if people are listening and they're interested, what is the best way for them to have a conversation with you, and get an understanding of how the whole process unfolds?
Yeah, of course. So I would love to do a brand audit, both of us. And when I say both of us, I'm talking about my co-founder. brand audit and how we can help you out. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. So again, Phillip Phenom Robinson. You just say Phillip Jayhawk sent me, and I
Yeah,
know exactly what's going on. Why we're here to have this conversation, and I'll be
that's
looking
right.
forward to helping you grow.
Yeah, if you let Phillip Robinson here know that you came from me, he will give you a complimentary brand audit and brand assessment at
Hmm.
zero obligation. So do not miss out on that offer. Take advantage of it. Philip, it's such a great pleasure to see and speak to you every single time. I know next
Likewise.
time, this is not the end yet. Next time, we're going to be getting together and we're going to cover some teaching points that you have around,
Yeah,
the whole marketing, branding, industry, right? And conversation around that. So super excited to learn some more. But in the meantime, you stay good, you stay safe. Pleasure having you on, man. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
let's rock. I can't wait to see you again and speak with you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, man. Until next time.
See ya.